Hey everyone, Chris Centennial, Sports Talk 101. Today I'm at the Country Club of Big Ron Shaw, and the question we're asking today is, should Monty apologize to Ron? So what's your thought? Should Monty from the Monty and Pharaoh Show apologize to Big Ron Shaw?
Absolutely. I don't believe that Monty should have said what he said, and I definitely believe he should apologize to Ron Shaw for what he had said.
Sir, what do you think? Should Monty apologize to Ron Shaw?
Monty apologized to Shaw? Hell yeah! And he's the champion. Hall of Famer, of course.
Sir, do you have an opinion? Should he apologize?
Most definitely. When you have a Hall of Famer and you want to insult him, that's a bunch of bull crap. He should be apologizing to him.
Thank you. Sir, do you have an opinion on Ron Shaw? Should Monty apologize to him?
Hell, I don't even like Ron Shaw.
Hey, who the hell are you?
You talking to me like
your own business, man. You're all drunk, you?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here. Monty, the people have spoken. Step up to the plate and deliver me the apology that I so rightfully deserve. I told you, you're a punk. And I'm going to tell you, our paths are going to cross again.
Well, let me ask you this, guys. The guys are really big dudes, but what kind of bullying did you have to deal with when you guys were wrestling back in the day?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Monty, no motherfucker ever thought about bullying me because I'd tie him up and chew him up and spit him out and send him fucking packing with his tail between his legs, you know? I consider myself a great amateur wrestler. I consider myself a shooter. You know, and if that makes me tough, then I guess tough I am. But you know, I've never lost a fight in my life. That's for sure.
All right, let me change the question then. Was there ever an attempt to bully you? And when I mean bullying, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical, right? It could be mental abuse, right? You know, you're trying to work, support your family, that type of bullying.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe Shawn Michaels tried to bully me one time when he came out, was talking to me about Paul, you know, and I didn't really appreciate it, and I fucking told him that, you know. I was like, listen, this ain't none of your fucking business. It has nothing to do with you. And, you know, I mean, why'd you want to get me talking about Shawn Michaels, Monty, you motherfucker? You know I got this. You know I got a story.
Well, that's how you conduct an interview, sir. That's how it works.
Yeah, you know, well, since you brought up Shawn Michaels, you know, I got a story that was told to me years ago that I just couldn't believe it myself. But after I got to thinking about it, it all made perfect sense. So it was WrestleMania weekend in New York City, probably about 5-6 years ago. And I'm sitting in the hotel room with Billy Jack Haynes. And Billy Jack says, hey, big man, he says, I got a story for you. I says, hey, I'm always up for a big story, bro. He's like, well, you know what, Shawn Michaels? He said, yeah. He says, I got one hell of a story to tell you about Shawn Michaels. He says, you know how they call him the Heartbreak Kid? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, and the boy toy. And that's what it was, the boy toy. I was like, well, yeah. I said, that's, you know, part of his little gimmick. And he says, well, they call him a boy toy for a reason. I says, well, what reason would that be, Billy Jack? He was like, well, you know, one day, he says, I think we were down in Texas somewhere. And he says, and I had a hotel room right next to Shawn Michaels. And he says, I came back to the hotel from drinking probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I heard all this fucking bed hitting the wall and keeping me up and shit, making all these noises next door. And I'm like, man, Shawn's really banging the shit out of some fucking broad, you know? And it just went on all night long. And so finally, Billy Jack said he got up, he took a shower, and he got his shit together. He was heading off to catch the red eye at the airport. And as he was doing that, he had one of his bags prop the door open, and he went back in the room to get the other bag. And as he came to the door at the second bag, who comes out of Shawn Michaels' fucking hotel room was Vince McMahon, Pat Patterson, and Steve Lombardi. And he said, that was Shawn Michaels fucking making all them exciting noises there. He says, I think they were all just hammered him all night long. He says no woman came out of the room at all, man. He says it was strictly 3 dudes, Vince, Pat, and Lombardi. And I was like, wow, man. I was like, well, makes perfect sense. The boy toy, the sexy boy toy. He's their fucking boy toy. So they just give him a shoot fucking ring entrance music, and he's been the boy toy. But, you know, I heard Marty Jannetty. I was reading that I seen something on Sports TV or something about Marty Jannetty, and he said that he's been asked it a million times if Shawn Michaels was queer. And he was like, man, he says, I've been with Shawn millions of times on the road, and he says, I've only seen him with women. Now, just because somebody's only seen you with women doesn't mean that you've never been with a dude on a regular basis. You know, I mean, who's going to see you in an 8x10 fucking hotel room anyway? Nobody. So he's on his own time. He's on the road. He's with the boss and his cronies. And, you know, they're all fucking the shit out of him. And that's how he got a job. And that's how he kept his job. And that's how he got his position. I firmly believe it. I firmly believe that it's 100% true. You know, he's only 200 pounds soaking wet. I mean, he's a hell of a worker. But, he's no guy that you would think that you would naturally push as one of the main top faces in the company. That's for sure.
Paul, what do you think of that? Those comments? That's pretty tough stuff right there.
You know what? I just don't even know how to follow that, man. That's Mike. Listen. I mean, all I know, I spent time with Shawn. When I first broke in the AWA, him and Marty were the tag champs up there and stuff like that. I got along with him then, but I mean, somewhere, you know what it's all about. I got railroaded in the WCW, and he was buddies with Scott Hall, and Scott Hall, I mean, there were so many guys that just hated me in the WCW because I was a fat guy getting the push. So, all the Schneid guys, they would just, they would start doing shit. So you want to talk about bullying. I mean, it wasn't physical bullying, but I'll tell you what, man, when you're in the clique and you're outside the clique, those are two different things. Because those guys
And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence.